Hi everyone. So I'm back with another video, and in this video we are going to discuss about one of the most important key areas of a BI engineer, that is creating a dashboard. So I'm going to take you through the different stages of dashboard, the kind of testing and the quality checks that you should be performing. So let's get started. So the first thing that you do while you're creating a dashboard is that you get a problem statement, a business problem, right? So you have to convert it into a technical problem. So while I say that, what I mean is, let us say someone wants to know the number of suppliers that they have from a certain area, and all the other details related to those suppliers. So you know that this business problem requires you to dig into the table that contains the information of suppliers, right? So that's how you convert the business problem into a mathematical problem in terms of business intelligence. So now you identify all the relevant tables, right? Once you have identified all the relevant tables, you now know that these tables might contain 100, 200, 300, any number of columns. Okay, you don't need to use each and every column. Just try to identify the most important columns that gives you the information that is the ask of the stakeholder, right? Once you have identified all those columns, now it's time to identify the primary keys and build the ERD's entity relationship diagram, so that you understand what is the entity here, what are we what is the information that we need to know, what are the primary keys, so that you can write the SQL queries and you can join on those primary keys, right? So once you are past that, you are modeling the data according to your needs, because the SQL tables provided by the data engineering is not exactly the way you want to consume, right? You will take a subset of data and then you will model it in your own way. Basically, you are doing transformation. You are transforming the data in the way you require it to be, right? So once you are done with that, data modeling is done, the next step will be to write, or maybe you need to do data engineering again, because the transformation might not exactly turn out how you wanted it to be. So here you build a lot of stored procedures, you use advanced SQL, window functions, common table expressions, aggregation, and everything that advanced SQL involves. You might want to manipulate the data. Once you're done with identify the correct tables, columns, once you have joined them, then you need to manipulate it the way you want, right? So this is the place where you are going to use a lot of data manipulation tools. This is the stage second. Okay, in the next stage, once you are done, once you have the schema of the table that you will be using, now you have to come up with the KPIs are the key performing indicators. So now you can identify the key performing indicators, and you can develop the business logic, the mathematical definitions for these values. That was the ask originally. So for example, let us say you have to know the maximum revenue generated out of the any region, any salesperson. So you have to bring the data to that level, right? It can be at an account level, at a salesperson level. So you have to make sure that your data describes that. So this is the third stage. And once you're done with building KPIs, so here you will be using a lot of statistics and mathematical definitions. Once you're done with that, in the fourth step, you're going to perform quality checks. So now you're performing quality checks. That means if the data has missing values, how do you handle that? And can you replace it with mean or median, or can you delete it at all? Do you really need to replace it? So this all depends on the business need that you have, right? So once you're done with the quality checks and everything, this was the fourth stage. Now finally you can push this manipulated data, this well engineered and transformed data, into your dashboard. So dashboarding is the last stage for the BI engineer. All right. So once you're done with the dashboard, make sure that you correspond to the ask. You deliver to what was the ask of the stakeholder. They might need different kind of filters. They want to aggregate, they might need to aggregate the data on a state level and a country level, or a salesperson level, an account level, or division level, something like that. So make sure that you have everything in a dashboard. That was originally the ask. So the dashboard is a self-service tool for these stakeholders, and it should be a wholesome experience. All right, the stakeholders should not be moving to and fro to your dashboard to identify anything. And if you have made up definitions of your own, make sure that you have a separate area dedicated to the glossaries, and then you are mentioning these definitions at that point. So think of a dashboard like a complete application, right, where you are delivering the user everything that they need. And be subtle with the color schema. I will always suggest that choose the color schema that corresponds to your workplace logo. That's the best approach.